Happy New Year, everybody, and it is now 2020, which means it's a new decade, which means new memes. But in this video, we will be finding who is the victor of this Hunger Games for the last meme of the decade. I introduced 24 tributes to you last week, and I've made 4 changes to them from last video until now. So as soon as I get into the video, we will meet them, and we will see who is the meme of the 2010 through 2019 decade. Decade Review. Welcome back, everybody, to Jack O, the Soccer Bro, and this is part 2 of the Meme of the Decade series. I've made 4 changes to the tributes since the first video, which was forever ago. I'm sorry about the wait on this one, but I've had a lot to do with finals and stuff like that. You know, if you've ever been to school, which I'm pretty sure most of you have. Alright, so let's meet those new tributes. District 1, Shaggy. District 5, Sans. District 8, Stefan Carl Stephenson, a.k.a. Robbie Rotten. And in District 11, Hide the Pain Harold. I hope you guys are ready, because this is the meme of the decade. We all know that Grande's is technically official. Okay, but that doesn't mean mine's not as cool. Except it really isn't, because I have, 100 subscribers. Speaking of that, we have hit 100 subscribers. Yay! Not gonna lie, I know it means nothing, because I know it doesn't mean I get monetized yet or anything, but I still think it's pretty cool because it's a milestone I didn't think I was gonna hit. Because, as of a year ago, I had, 9 subscribers, and then, 2 weeks ago, I had something like 80, and then, bing, bang, boom, now we're at 101, so let's keep growing there and try to get to, what should I set the goal to be? I don't know, heck, let's 500, new goal to be 500 subscribers at some point. There's no time limit on it. Let's just get there sometime sooner than later. And as soon as I hit this proceed button right here, you see that? It says proceed, P-R-O-C-E-E-D. There is no turning back. The meme of the decade will be found and will be crowned the victor of the Hunger Games for the meme of the decade. Let's go. Meme of the decade, the bloodbath. As the tributes stand on their podiums, the horn sounds. Obama and Ricardo fight for a bag. Obama gives up and retreats. Trump runs away from the cornucopia. Phil Swift runs away from the cornucopia. Stefan runs away from the cornucopia. Thanos grabs a backpack and retreats. Shaggy runs away from the cornucopia. Rage Comics finds a backpack full of camping equipment. SpongeBob runs away from the cornucopia. Pepe grabs a shield leaning on the cornucopia. Keanu Reeves receives a trident from inside the cornucopia. Fortnite finds a canteen full of water. Harold grabs a jar of fishing bait while Sans gets fishing gear. Doge runs away. Dr. Phil runs away. Kermit breaks Grumpy Cat's nose for a basket of bread. No mercy from Kermit. Harambe runs away. The blinking guy runs away. Tom grabs a backpack, not realizing it's empty. Rickroll and Surreal Memes fight for a bag. Surreal Memes gives up and retreats, and Pewds vs. T-Series stays at the cornucopia for resources. Day 1. Thanos searches for a water source. Harold thinks about home. Ricardo tries to sleep through the entire day. Sans receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Obama receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Fortnite travels to higher ground, probably from cranking some 90s. Shaggy tries to spearfish with a trident. Kermit injures himself. SpongeBob decapitates blinking guy with a sword. Our first death, everybody, is the blinking guy. F in the chat. Tom runs away from Harambe. Rage Comics, Keanu Reeves, Dr. Phil, and Surreal Memes hunt for other tributes. Trump explores the arena. Pepe begs for Rickroll to kill him. He refuses, keeping Pepe alive. Phil Swift forces Stefan to kill Grumpy Cat or Pewds vs. T-Series. He decides to kill Pewds vs. T-Series.
It's time to end the subscribe to PewDiePie movement.
Doge receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. From District 5, we have the blinking guy, and from District 2, Pewds vs. T-Series. Into night number 1. Grumpy Cat questions her sanity. Sans and Pepe run into each other and truce for the night. Obamium, Surreal Memes, Shaggy, and Dr. Phil tell each other ghost stories to lighten the mood. Tom is awoken by nightmares. Keanu Reeves dies of thirst from the first... How do you die from either hunger or thirst on the first day? That doesn't even make sense. Okay, this simulation might have a couple flaws in it, I guess. Ricardo tends to his wounds. Thanos destroys Phil Swift's supplies while he is asleep. SpongeBob receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Doge receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Harambe, Rage Comics, and Rickroll sleep in shifts. Fortnite and Kermit hold hands. Stefan tries to sing himself to sleep. Harold and Trump sleep in shifts as well. Day number 2. Doge makes a wooden spear. Grumpy Cat makes a slingshot. Thanos explores the arena. Rickroll stalks Obama. Pepe chases Stefan. Kermit receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. SpongeBob runs away from Harold. Fortnite travels to higher ground. Phil Swift sprains his ankle running away from Sans.
That's a lot of damage!
Trump thinks about home. Tom questions his sanity. Harambe practices his archery. Good job, Harambe. Way to be using that big brain of yours. Shaggy attacks Ricardo, but he manages to escape. Surreal Memes attacks Rage Comics, but he manages to escape. And Dr. Phil camouflages himself in the bushes. Fallen tributes from day number 2. One cannon shot can be heard in the distance, and it is for Keanu Reeves from District 6. I guess you could say that lack of water was pretty breathtaking. Into night number 2 we go. Ricardo destroys SpongeBob's supplies while he is sleeping. Pepe tries to sing himself to sleep. Obama and Surreal Memes huddle for warmth. Doge defeats Rickroll in a fight but spares his life. Fortnite, Tom, and Grumpy Cat cheerfully sing songs together. Sans is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Harold, Kermit, Phil Swift, and Rage Comics sleep in shifts. Dr. Phil tends to Thanos' wounds. Shaggy, Trump, Harambe, and Stefan tell each other ghost stories to lighten the mood. Very few deaths so far. Harambe, Phil Swift, Rage Comics, Trump, and Shaggy all hunt for other tributes. Kermit steals from Tom while he isn't looking. Grumpy Cat picks flowers. Stefan discovers a cave. Dr. Phil thinks about home. Doge and Ricardo work together for the day. Pepe tries to spearfish with a trident. Harold questions his sanity. Rickroll camouflages himself in the bushes. Thanos sprains his ankle running away from Obama. That's an interesting sight. Thanos, an 8-foot man running away from 50-plus-year-old Barack Obama. Sans sees smoke rising in the distance, but he decides not to investigate. Surreal Memes falls into a frozen lake and drowns. That's very not stonks of him. SpongeBob and Fortnite split up to search for resources. Arena event. The arena turns pitch black and nobody can see a thing. That's going to be the end of this video, my dudes. Leave you guys in a little bit of suspense before we find out in the next video who will be the meme of the decade. I need your guys' help too, by the way. If any of you have any ideas for a good intro, outro, anything like that, I will gladly accept those ideas in the comments below. Or you can DM me on my Instagram, which will be in the description, because the intro and outro that I had got copyright claimed. So yeah, see you guys in the next video, and GG.